Hey, fabulous teachers. How's everyone doing today? I'm so excited to be here with y'all. I hope everybody has had a fabulous new year and got to celebrate last night with lots of champagne and sparklers, and we got to watch the ball drop at the New York Times Square, so that was fun. Only on TV though. I wasn't there. But I hope you guys are having a great New Year's Day. Say hi. Come on in and say hi and tell me where you're from and what grade that you teach. That would be so amazing. I'm so excited that you're here with me today. My name is Kara Rickman. I am the founder of Create Your Balance with Literacy, and I'm so excited that you're here. We're going to be talking all about cross-curricular fun for January today. So hello, Jill. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Gina. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Terry. Oh, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to have you. So just a couple of housekeeping things before we start. My face might freeze on the screen because I live out in the country and my Wi-Fi is a little bit slow, but my voice will keep going. So don't freak out. It is okay. All right. So my voice will keep on going, but you just stay with me. And if there's any reason that I have to interrupt the broadcast, if it completely goes haywire, just come back in the Facebook group and go in the feed and find me again. But hopefully that won't happen. Fingers crossed. Okay. So, Terry teaches first grade in South Dakota. Jill teaches first grade. Oh, I love you guys that are here. Thank you so much. I know we're going to be having a lot of new teachers joining us today. I've been accepting a lot of new teachers into the group, which is so exciting. I am so excited. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself so they know me better. If you've heard this a million times, just bear with me. You can go and get a drink and then come back. How about that? Okay. So I have been teaching for 24 years. I am GT and ESL certified. I have taught 5 years in third grade, 18 years in first grade. I have been team leader for 12 years. I have taught my fellow teachers in my school district writer's workshop, reader's workshop, guided reading, math workshop, and behavior management. I am CPE certified. So at the end of this webinar, I can send you a certificate for however many hours we're on here. It probably will be either 1.5 or 2, depending on how fast I talk. Okay. And so just send me a message from Facebook Messenger and I can send you a certificate with your hours on it. Yay. I was Teacher of the Year in 2009 and I'm also a Seesaw Ambassador. Fun fact, I have taught both of my daughters, Kennedy and Presley, in my first grade class, and we had the best years together. It was the best years of my life. I'm so glad that I decided to have them in my class. I know some teachers are like, Kara, why would you have your own children in your class? But really, it was a blessing for me. So, hello, Jessica. Thank you for watching. Hello, Debbie. Thank you for watching. So, if you're new to our group, I do have a TPT store. You can upload this. I'm going to upload it into the Facebook group after we're done, and you can download the webinar for free. And any pictures that you see on the slides, you can click on them. They're all clickable. So you can go into any platform that you want to go to. You can go to my store and check it out. Or you can follow me on Pinterest, Instagram. I have a YouTube channel. I have a blog. And I have a podcast. So any of these links you can click on and it'll take you straight there. Okay, if you would like to get on my email list, if you are not on my email list, and you would like to be, I give out a newsletter every Sunday. I have been taking a break from that right now, but next Sunday on January the 7th is going to be my first New Year's newsletter. Okay. So, this is an example what it looks like from December. So in the newsletter, you get a freebie, you get a BOGO, buy one, get one free, a dollar deal, a blog post of the week, podcast episode of the week, a YouTube video of the week. You get a tip of the week and an upcoming webinar information in the Facebook group. So if you want to click on my email list, you're welcome to do that right here. It's also in the feed. So if you go back to the comments, go scroll way up to the beginning of the comments, and you can go and click on my links that I have at the top. And so what it says, here's the link to my email list. So you're welcome to click on that if you want to get my free newsletter. And if you love what I'm sharing with you today and you want more, stay tuned to the end because I'm going to invite you to join my Cross-Curricular Connections membership. Okay, so it's a subscription where all of your lesson plans and resources are already made and prepped for you so you can take back your weekends. So, and I also have a very special incentive to give you today if you sign up for my membership. So that's exciting. And then this is a webinar series. So the next webinar I'm going to give is Cross-Curricular Fun for February. Okay, so each month I'm giving a new webinar, and it's all about the ideas of cross-curricular topics for the previous month. Okay, for the following month, sorry. So for February, I'm going to be sharing my Anne Rockwell author study, President's Day activities, famous inventors activities, American symbols, weather, 100 days of school, Groundhog Day, Valentine's Day, Heart and Body, and Black History Month. Okay, so we're gonna visit all of those things, and at the end of January, I'm gonna have that webinar. Okay, so this is really exciting. You could win one of these resources today. If you're commenting during the webinar, you could win one of these. So I'm going to share with you what they are. The first one is called Let's Write About Winter. This one has writing craftivities for snowman, ice skating, snowflakes, snow globes, okay, all different kinds of weather themed writing craftivities that would look super cute in your hallway, okay? And then this one is a research topic all about animals in winter. So it's got a research templates, and the kids get to choose which animal they want to research for. Yes, Jessica, this is going to be recorded, sweetheart, and it's also going to be uploaded into the Facebook group, so you can share. You can look at it anytime that you want to. It's going to be in the media section, okay? So yeah, thank you for asking. No problem if you have to hop off. So you could win the research, writing and research resource, Animals in Winter. That's actually one of my favorites. And then over here we have Happy New Year writing craftivities. So this one has hats, that is a topper, has a star, has 2024 glasses, has all kinds of fun things in here for the new year if you like that one. Or this one is also really fun. Snowmen at Night is one of my favorite books to read. Absolutely love that book. And so this one has a writing craftivity in it, and it has anchor charts. It has interactive notebooks. It has question stems, a lesson plan. Everything that I make, it always has a lesson plan. It always has a suggested mentor text to go with it, or a list of mentor text to go with it. And that's one of the things that I am really passionate about is always connecting literature with your lessons. Okay, so that's why I'm a really big guru of mentor text. So if you don't win today, you can click on any of these pictures and they're a $1 deal. These are all $1 deals today, y'all. Okay, so you can check out my $1 deals. These are all of the different, some of them, but not all of them. There's 25 of them. There's $25 deals today. Okay, so if you go to my TPT store and check out the flash sale on the left-hand side, there's a custom category. Check out the flash sale. And all of these resources are going to pop up for $1. Okay, so today is the last day for them to be $1. Okay, so you can check those out. So hello, Tamara. I'm so glad that you're here. So we're going to go ahead and pick our first winner today. Let's see. How about Don Tudo Richard? Don Richard. Hey, congratulations, Don. Okay, so Don, you can pick whichever one of those four resources, which one you would like for free. Okay, so and then you can message me, or you can put it in the comments, whatever you want to do. Okay, and then I will send it to you on Facebook Messenger. Yay, Don, that's exciting. All right, so I want you to think about some New Year's resolutions. What do you want to improve this improve on this year, okay? As a teacher, do you want to improve on literacy centers? Maybe your centers haven't gone the way you want them to. Maybe they don't have a flow. Maybe you want to start teaching cross-curricular. Maybe that's an interesting thing to you. Maybe that's something you want to try. Maybe you want to improve on Writers Workshop. I know that I have some of the teachers that are watching today that have joined my Writers Workshop reboot, and have learned some new tips and tricks about teaching Writers Workshop. So kudos to you guys. Maybe you want to improve on Readers Workshop with comprehension, with interactive notebooks. Okay. Maybe you want to improve on your guided reading or guided writing groups, your reading groups, or spelling or phonics. Maybe your phonics time isn't flowing like it if you want it to. You want some new ideas. Maybe you want to improve on Math Workshop. Your math block isn't going the way you want it to. Or this could be everything for you. I don't know. But I want you guys to comment something in the comments. Tell me something that you want to improve on. What is your goal for 2024 as a teacher? Okay. So Jessica says, literacy centers for sure, as well as Writers Workshop. I'm in a sinking ship. Oh, I feel you, Jessica. I know. That's a problem, to be sinking down and not getting air. You feel like you're treading water all the time. Or you could improve on science or social studies, and that goes along with cross-curricular as well. Maybe your classroom organization needs help. Maybe you're just very unorganized. I could give you lots of tips and tricks about organization. Anything that you need, I can send you a blog post. I can send you a podcast episode. I can send you something that will help. Okay. So if you comment, then maybe I can send it to you. I can link it for you. Okay. Maybe you need help on your unit organization. Maybe your Google Drive is a mess. I know mine is. I got to fix my Google Drive. Maybe mentor text organization needs help. Okay. Organizing, all of those things. So you can find what you need easier. You know, it is so stressful when you have an observation and you try so hard to get everything together. But then when you're getting observed, you get so nervous and you forget where you put stuff. I know I do. So putting it in a place where it's easy, accessible, you can get it right away if you need it, a place where you know it's there, being organized is so important, especially when you're a teacher, okay? Maybe behavior management. Maybe you want to do a behavior management reset or reboot, okay? I can link my blog post for you if you need behavior management, or my podcast episode. Motivating your students, engaging them, getting them to participate, getting them to listen, getting them to follow directions the first time asked. Okay, that's an issue. Okay. Maybe better growth mindset. You want to have a growth mindset about learning new things, taking new trainings. Maybe you're going to have some new in-service this coming year that you're not really sure about. Just maybe changing your mindset about some things, trying something new. Don't be afraid to try something new. You never know if it works if you don't try it. Okay. Maybe you want to do better with your team planning. Maybe you're a team leader and you want to do better with team planning. You want to share more with your colleagues. You want to, tweak your planning schedule so you guys are all on the same page, and so making sure that everybody gets what they need, and make sure everybody has a voice when you're doing team planning. And the last thing I put on there was balancing work and home. Balancing work and home. That's hard. That's very hard, especially if you have young children. My kids are a little older now. They're 8th grade and 4th grade, but when they were babies, it was tough. It was really tough. You teach all day long. You're so tired. Then you come home and you have babies to take care of. And that's even more exhausting. So I'm seeing a lot of you guys comment already about what you guys need. So this is very helpful for me. And thank you for doing this, because I have a lot of tips and tricks I can send you. I can link a blog post or a podcast episode, or maybe a YouTube video that can help you. Okay. I may not have answers for everybody, but I can help you the most I can. Okay. All right. So we're going to move on to units for January. And so in January, there's a lot of different things that you could do cross-curricular. I'm not saying that you have to do all of these things because it's impossible, okay? It's impossible. I pick and choose which one of these topics I do depending on my scope and sequence in my district, my lesson plans that my team and I plan together, and how much time do I have, like realistically, how much time do I have? So these are just some options. These are options. So you could do, of course, your Jan Brett author study. Jan Brett could be something that you could do for reader's workshop and writer's workshop as well. Arctic animals could be something you could do for science. Objects in the sky could be something you could do for science. MLK, Martin Luther King, could be something for social studies. Penguins could be fun for reading. You can also read about penguins because it's good to expose the kids to informational books, not just fiction books, but they need to be exposed to other types of genres as well as fiction or fairy tale. So you could even do a reader's theater, and you could, if your district has you all do story elements and drama like we are, you can do a play about penguins. Oh, a great example is Tacky the Penguin. You can also do a unit on winter. Winter is a really broad cross-curricular unit that you can do over all of these things. You can do Arctic animals. You can do Jan Brett. You can do penguins. You can do snowmen and any of those things for winter. And then, of course, your New Year's resolutions, I feel like are really important for the kids. They need to do those New Year's resolutions. In my Writer's Workshop Reboot that I'm teaching right now, I'm teaching my group about how to set writing goals for your kiddos, okay? So that's really important. This is how I organize my mentor texts. So my mentor texts are not for the kids to touch, okay? These are only for me. So I have two different ways that I organize them. On the top shelf right here at the top, you see these teal baskets, and these are how I organize my thematic units, my books that I need for my units. So objects in the sky, I have one bucket just for objects in the sky. I have a label on the front. And so I just grab the basket and, yes, Jessica, you can still join the reboot, sweetheart. I can put a link in the comments in a second for you. Okay. So you can, pull out the basket and you can get out the books that you need to plan. At the bottom, I have Writer's Workshop, Reader's Workshop, and Math Workshop. So I got those clear plastic tubs, and I got the hanging dividers, and I have them divided into different categories. So for example, Math Workshop, I have it divided by addition, subtraction, greater than, less than, place value, geometry, measurement, okay? So I have all those books in there, and I just pull out what I need, and it's right there. It's right there. I don't have to go dig for it. Same thing with Reader's Workshop. Reader's Workshop, I might have text to self, text to text, text to world, cause and effect, author's purpose, story elements, all these different skills that you need books for. This is a really easy way to organize, okay? I've seen a lot of teachers that just throw their books into a filing cabinet, and it's just so difficult for them to find their books that they need, right? It's very difficult. So that's what I do. And then I have my units organized with binders. And I'm still old school. I love to use the paper copy. I like to have a master. So when my team and I plan together, I can take out the master and have it put them in a pile. So I know which to make copies of my new unit that I'm going to make. So inside of each binder, I have dividers. I have reading, writing, poetry, math, science, and art. Okay, so that's how I organize my units. I use Google Drive, but sometimes my Google Drive, let's face it, technology doesn't work as our best friend sometimes. So it's very difficult. And I want to have the copies right there so I can remember to make copies. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with mentor text for the new year, okay? So these are some examples that you could read if you wanted to. My favorite one is Squirrel's New Year's resolution. I love little Squirrel. He's so sweet. That's a great story. Shante Keys and the New Year's Peas is also great. Natasha Wing's The Night Before New Year's is great if you want to read a poem. Poetry is great. And then Happy New Year Everywhere is also great. And then I've got this resource in that's actually one of the things you could win today. Inside this resource, you have a hat. So you could have a Happy New Year's Day hat. Who doesn't love hats? The kids love hats. They love it. So you could have them do a writing craftivity and write about their New Year's resolution. There's all different kinds of toppers they can choose from. There's a clock. There's the glasses with the 2024. And I know this picture says 2018, but it's not 2018, I promise. This is just an old picture. There's a hat that says Happy New Year. There's a star. And then there's a party hat. And there's other things too. But they can choose which topper they want. They can choose which stationery they want, which writing template they want to write on to write their resolution. So that will be something really fun for New Year's. Okay. And excuse me. And then for my author study, of course I do Jan Brett. I mean, isn't she amazing? She is amazing. So some of the books that I read for Jan Brett are one of my favorites is The Three Snow Bears. I love that one. The Mitten, of course. The Hat. Trouble with Trolls. Annie and the Wild Animals. The Snowy Nap. The First Dog. Cozy. And The Cinders. So these are just some examples. And I have an author study center as one of my centers. And so on my center board, it looks like this. So I have pictures of all of some of her books that she's written. So I just color the cover on colored copiers, a colored printer, and then I print off some pictures from the internet of her picture, and then I just make a little author board. And then my kids have a shelf at the bottom where they can read all of her books. They can choose which books they want to read. They can do a center template that they have to draw what she looks like. And then they have to write the beginning, middle, and end and draw pictures of the book that they read as part of their center activity. So having an author's center is really fun. The kids love it. And then some of the craftivities that you can do. Here's one about the mitten. I always do this one every year. The kids love this book, and they love this craftivity. So we write sequence of events, or we write story elements about the mitten as part of the writing template, and then they color the mittens at the top with the animals. So I hang these in the hallway. They look so cute. This one is the polar bear from the Three Snow Bears. This one is the hat. They can make a little hat and then write about the story. And then this one is Annie and the Wild Animals. This is the cat from the story. So lots of craftivities. I do have a Jan Brett author study bundle. Okay. So if you click on these pictures, it'll take you to the bundle. And inside that bundle, I not only have the winter books, but I also have all the Christmas books as well. There's also Armadillo Rodeo in that one also. So it's a big bundle full of all her stories. Okay. Here's an interactive notebook page that I have my kids do. If we do author's purpose, they color in the slice of pie that the book was: entertain, persuade, or inform. And then they illustrate a picture of the main character at the bottom, and they write a sentence about him. These are the character cards that I have my kids put in order of how they went into the mitten. Okay. So I just hand out the cards to some random children, and then I have them come up to the pocket chart, and we put them in order, the sequence, the story. And then these are some other interactive notebooks that I have: beginning, middle, and end, cause and effect, text to self, text to text, text to world. So these are just really, really fun templates that are in that resource. And you can click on it. It'll take you straight there. Okay. Oh, good, Cheryl. I love her books. I own many. That's great. Oh, yes, Jill. My students love Jan Brett. That's awesome. I'm going to go up just a second here and look at your comments about your New Year's resolutions. So Gemma says she could use Writer's Workshop. Jessica says she wants still join the reboot. Okay, I'll put the link in there in a second. Organization. Oh, yes. Organization is always a struggle for everybody. Being organized, classroom management, small group, reading groups. Math centers are going great. Oh, that's really great. That's great. Improving in comprehension and reading skills. Oh, yes. Literacy centers. Okay. Those are some great ideas. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay. For mentor text, I'm going to write myself a note for just a second here. For mentor text for Objects in the Sky, these are some books that I love to read. Now, in our district, in our scope and sequence, we follow the TEACS resource because I teach in Texas. In the TEACS resource system, the next science unit is Objects in the Sky. Okay? And so I love to read Gail Gibbons for Objects in the Sky. She's got great books for this skill. So she's got the Moon book. She's got Sun Up, Sun Down. The Sun, What Makes Day and Night. Some of these aren't Gail Gibbons, but she's got some great books. And then There's No Place Like Space is really good. And then also Gail Gibbons has The Planets. And then Me and My Place in Space is really good. If you decided to go to the moon, is really fun for Objects in the Sky. So I typically spend about 2 or 3 weeks on Objects in the Sky. Here is my theme center that I put up for Objects in the Sky. And so what my theme center is it's a center that I alternate between science and social studies, 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off, okay? I do not teach science and social studies all on the same day. I don't have time to do that. I wish I did, but I don't. So I feel like if I can spend 2 weeks in science, I can really dig down deep into the standards a lot better because I have more time. Okay. If I'm crunching in science and social studies together at the same time, I may not be able to get to everything because I'm not spending as much time on them. So if you're allowed to switch back and forth, then I would do that because that really saves you a lot of heartache and time and stress. And you can still fit in the standards that you need because every month has about 4 weeks. So if you do 2 weeks of science and 2 weeks of social studies, you can still get in what you need. Now, if it's really a time crunch, you can also do social studies during reading time, or you can do science during reading time. So you can double dip that way also if you want to still do both. And that's what I do too sometimes when I do mostly cross-curricular activities. If I want to do something from science and reading, absolutely, do it. So in my theme center, I have games, I have activities, I have posters, I have books, mentor texts in there for them to read, lots of puzzles, lots of interactive things that they can do. I have a center page. This is one of my centers. And then every time they go to a center, they have to fill out a page that has information that they did. It shows about what they did. So they have to write about, tell me one thing that you played with today or one activity that you did today, draw a picture of it, and then tell about what you're going to do next time in your center. So they have to tell about what they did. They just can't go to my centers and play. My centers are not just for playing. They have to complete their center page first. They have to put it in their center folder. At the end of the month, I have them turn in all their center pages for bonus bucks. So let's say they do 10 pages for the whole month of December, then they get $10. So it's an incentive for them, and it's an accountability piece, and they have a chart that they have to color in for each center, okay? If you would like for me to send you my blog post about my centers, just let me know in the comments and I can send it to you. Okay, then you can see how I do my literacy centers. I have 20 of them, and I know it sounds like a lot, but I spend 20 days at the beginning of the school year, 1 center per day, introducing 1 center each day, and I really don't have to change them out very much because the activities stay the same, the concept stays the same, but the theme might be different. Okay? So the theme center, they know the rules about the theme center. They know the top shelf they can't touch. Things on the top shelf are breakable or they're fragile, okay? Anything on the bottom shelf they can play with. So that rule stays the same. And I just change it out. I don't have to explain it to them again because they already know the rules for that center. So Okay. And then I also do focus poetry. So I have a poetry center in my classroom. And so at my poetry center, I have a big poster of the poem of the week. And every week I change out the poem. It takes me like 5 seconds to change that poem out. It's not very long. And then I have books. I have poetry books. I have nursery rhyme books. And then I have a focus poem journal that a previous student had made that I kept, that they can look in to find examples of different poems. And so they read the poem. They have a pointer stick. They read the poem as the center. But then when we do this whole group, I do this as a shared reading. Okay. So shared reading is when you read together, the kids. It's almost like a we do of the I do, we do, you do. The we do part of the reading is the shared reading where you do it together. So we read it together. Sometimes it's a song and we sing it. This one particularly is about Mr. Sun. And you guys y'all know this song. Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. So we sing it together. They love this song. And then we talk about the punctuation. So we talk about, does it have capitals? Does it have periods? Does it have exclamation point? Does it have question marks? Does it have ellipses? Does it have hyphens? And you better believe that my kids will know what a hyphen is. They know what ellipses are. They know what a semicolon is, all because of poetry. Okay. So it's a spiral review every week. Okay. I have a YouTube video of me teaching my focus poem lesson. If you would like for me to link it for you, let me know in the comments and I can link it for you. Okay. So you can watch me teach it. Okay. It's so much fun. And then parts of speech. We go over the rhyming words. We go over nouns, verbs, adjectives, prepositions, plural nouns, singular nouns. Anything that I've already taught them for writing, for grammar, is reviewed back into the focus poem. Okay. And then I give them the poem and they take their highlighters. They highlight the words that I want them to highlight. So let's say that I just taught them about nouns. In the focus poem on Friday, they've had a whole week of nouns. They're going to find all the nouns in the poem. They're going to highlight the nouns. So it goes all together and it's going to review and it's going to tell me, this is like my exit ticket for them. I want to see if they know what the nouns are. And of course, my low babies, they're going to have trouble finding the words. I have a star student. It's a peer facilitator that walks around and helps them with the words. And then we talk about creating a mental image in your mind and visualize what the poem looks like to you. So we close our eyes and I have them visualize, what do you think the author's trying to say in the poem? So they visualize the poem. So for Mr. Sun, they can draw a sun, they can draw the sky, whatever they want to do. And you can see an example here of one of my students from last year. She did a great job. I'm very picky about how they color. I want them to shade. I want them to outline. I want them to take their time and fill in all the white spaces. And then I walk around at the very end and I pick the best one to show the class and they get a $10 bill. So this really motivates them to really take their time. They're not going to do a rush job. Okay, so I do focus poem every Friday. Every Friday is part of my shared reading time. And so if you're interested in looking at my poetry unit, I have poems for the whole year. It's a bundle. So click on this picture after a while, and then you can check out the bundle. Okay? So here are some craftivities that I like to do for objects in the sky, and some anchor charts that I put together that are in this unit. So this is a thematic unit that's in my TPT store. So we write facts about the moon. We write facts about the sun. And so I typically spend a whole week on the sun and a whole week on the moon and then a whole week on stars. Okay. So anyway, that is how I divide this up. Okay. So I pre-make my anchor charts ahead of time with the border, the title, and the picture. But the meat of the lesson is always done with the kids. Okay. Let's see, Jessica, I see your question. I have a question. I have a level 2 membership, and per usual, I forgot about it. Let me know where to log into. Okay, so Jessica, I will send you an email. I'm going to write that down. After the webinar is over. And Jessica, you already have all of this in your membership. Sweetheart, all of this is in there for you already, okay? The only thing that's not in there is the Writer's Workshop Reboot, which is a separate thing, okay? But I'll still send you the link for that too. There'll be a chance at the end where I show you some videos, and then I'll link some things in there while you guys are watching the videos. So yes, you already have all of this in your membership, okay? And I'm going to go through all of that in a little bit anyway, but I'm glad that you asked. Oh, Cheryl, you already have the poems in your membership as well. You already have all the poems in there too. And I can show you how to get there too. Okay. I'm so glad that you guys are here, that you can ask questions about that too, because, I know it's tricky. It's kind of tricky to get into. So, this at the bottom shows the position of the sun, because one of our standards is how does the sun change, over time during the day. The position of the sun change. So we talk about sunrise, morning, noon, and sunset. We make this craftivity. And then just for funsies, sometimes I have them write about my alien, my shape alien. They make a little silly alien and they write about him. But I haven't done that in a while because I don't have time. But you might have extra time that you want to do a fun craftivity with your alien. But there's different shapes in this resource. There's like the trapezoid and the circle and the rectangle, all different kinds of shapes that they can do. And then these are some interactive notebooks that I do that are in this unit. We do comparing night and day. So they have pictures that they glue on the day side, and then pictures they glue on the night side, and then how are they the same? And then the sun, they have to glue these words at the bottom and then glue them around the sun. They have to show me the changes of the moon, the part of the moon, half of the moon, most of the moon, or all of the moon. We're not allowed to tell them in the first grade. They don't learn the phases yet. They just know about how the moon changes. So then we glue some words around the moon over here on this one. And then they make their own constellation when we do stars. This is one of my Fahrenheit Friday lessons. And then I give them marshmallows and I give them toothpicks, and then they have to create their own constellation on their desk with their marshmallows and toothpicks on a plate. They get to take it home, but then they have to illustrate it on their template and then glue it into their science notebook, okay? And then we do a shadow investigation. So I take them outside. I take them outside to the sidewalk. If it's a sunny day, they have their page, their template, they have their clipboard and pencil, and they take turns drawing different kinds of shadows that they see on the sidewalk. We take some chalk outside, so they trace each other's shadow on the sidewalk. It's really fun. And then they take turns drawing. They have to draw 6 different shadows. So it can be like a shoe, it can be a person, it can be a hand, whatever shadows that they want to create, to talk about the different shadows, okay? And then I have this Objects in the Sky book that is a booklet. If you don't have time to do any of the craftivities, you might have time to make a booklet. And so every day we can talk about a different object in the sky. After you talk about it and read about it, then they can fill in their booklet pages. And so on each page, it has the object, it has the diagram, it has is it day or night, and an important fact, okay? So we can read about planets, we can read about stars, the sun, the moon, a rainbow, different objects in the sky, clouds, and then they have to write a glossary. They draw a glossary. They write a table of contents in the beginning. So this is really fun to do if you're in a time crunch. And so other investigations that you could do the Oreos. If you teach second grade and you want them to know the phases of the moon, of course, the Oreos are always fun that they can eat. Here is a little boy drawing his shadow on the sidewalk here with his template. And then here are the marshmallows I was telling you about with the toothpicks. So they can make their constellation. They're creating a new constellation I want them to give it a name and give it a new name, and then they're going to draw it, and then they're going to write about it and because I have some questions about the constellation. And then these are constellations that I have from a long time ago with those film canisters that you poke holes in the top, and then you look through them into the light. So you can make those if you have some of those film canisters from back in the 80s or 90s when we still had actual cameras. And so you can make the constellations and poke holes in the top. You could also do that with, if you want to do a toilet paper roll and then put like plastic, like paper, or you could put paper over the side of the toilet paper roll, have them poke the holes in the top. They could even make their own constellation and then look through the light and see their own constellation if you wanted to do that too. So those are just some ideas. Okay. So now we're going to be moving on to winter. Okay. So these are some of my favorite books for winter. So I love Stranger in the Woods. If you haven't read Stranger in the Woods, oh my gosh, this is so great. I love it. It's got real photographs in here. Oh my gosh. So then Sneezy the Snowman is wonderful. This is really good when you're talking about like changes of matter. Okay. How to Catch a Snowman, The Snowy Day, The Biggest Best Snowman, Snowmen at Night, Snowflake Bentley, There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed Some Snow, and Animals in Winter. Okay, those are my favorites. Here's my writing craftivities. All of these writing craftivities are in that resource that is called Let's Write About Winter. Okay, so it's at the very beginning of the slides, I showed you those 4 resources that you could win if you're commenting, and this was one of them. So they can write about their skating adventure. They can write about how to make a snowman, or they can write about Sneezy. It's Sneezy the Snowman, or they can write about Snowflake Bentley. Snowflake Bentley is really fun. They can write about how they are unique as a snowflake, because as you know, snowflakes are all different sizes and shapes, and they're all different. No 2 snowflakes are the same. So we compare that with ourselves. How are we as unique as a snowflake? So that's really fun. And then you talk about the word unique, because they may not know what that means. And then of course you have Snowmen at Night, and they're writing about snowmen at night. And then I love this research activity with the animals in winter. So we make lap books. And so if you wanted to do this during your writer's workshop time, they can publish one of their research books about their winter animal. Okay. So in this resource, I have a grizzly bear, a fox squirrel, a skunk, a snake, a bat, a chipmunk, a groundhog. They're all different animals they can choose from. They're going to make a lap book. So I like to use those colored folders that are at Walmart in that box. They're like, there's red, blue, yellow. Sometimes there's green. They pick a color and they create the cover. And then you open up the lap book, and inside they can staple all of their research templates inside of here. So this is really fun. So anytime that you have them do a research template, slide it inside the lap book, and then you can staple it to there, and then it's like a flip book of different templates that they can read. So it's really, really fun. And then I usually hang these out in the hallway, and then the parents come by and they can look at their templates that they wrote, their research about their animals. So fun. So much fun. And you can do lap books for anything. You can do a lap book for any research that you are doing whenever you are teaching research with your kids. A special project that they can do is make a lap book. It's just something different and not all the same old thing all the time. But, and they're so colorful and they're so beautiful. And the kids really love them. So much fun. Okay. And then I have this game for math. It's called Bump. Okay. Now, if you're not familiar with how to play Bump, again, you can click on this resource. It'll take you straight to the resource here to click on the picture. And then what you need is each kid needs 10 snap cubes of the same color. Okay. Now, if it's winter themed, you can have one kid that has blue snap cubes and one kid that has white snap cubes. And they need double dice. Okay. So they're going to roll the dice and they add the two the two add-ins together to make a sum. And on the bump card, it has all of these numbers, okay? It has 2 through 10, and then it has a free space. They're going to take one of their snap cubes, they're going to put it on top of the number, that's the sum, okay? And then if they roll the same number twice in a row, they can stack their cube on the one that's already there. And then they're safe. The other person cannot bump them off. Now, however, if the partner rolls the same number and you only have one cube on that number, that person can bump you off and then they get your cube. Okay, then you're not safe. So anytime that you can stack the cubes, that means that they can't bump you off. Okay, now if you roll 11 or 12, then you can have the free space. Okay, so whoever uses up all of their cubes first wins. Now let's say that you roll a 10 and your partner is already stacked on 10, then sorry, you lose a turn. Okay, so it may not always work out the way you want to, but this is really, really good for adding two add-ins together. With the double dice. If you don't have any double dice, you can get some on Amazon. They're really cool. Okay. So Bump is a really fun game. You can teach it one time. All you have to do is switch out the cards for the different holidays. Because I've got this for every month and holiday that you can imagine. Okay. And they already know how to play it. You just switch out the cards and you can switch out the cubes. Okay, another fun winter activity that you can do is the addition, subtraction, math mats. So I know you guys know on Amazon, you can go on Amazon and get any holiday erasers that you can find, okay? You can go to Oriental Training. They also have these erasers, okay? So I have a whole cabinet full of different holiday erasers. And I use these erasers at my teacher table. And I teach them how to take care of them because they are breakable. You can break them in half and you can poke holes in them. But I tell them if you abuse it, you lose it. Okay? You may not play with them anymore if you're abusing my things. So they have these math mats and I have a pine tree. I have the Arctic ice and I have a mitten. And I also have these cards. And so each card has a story problem that you could read to your kids at your table. They have the erasers. They can create the story problem with their erasers on their math mat. And then you give them a dry erase marker. Then they write the equation at the bottom. I have this with 2 add-ins and I also have it with 3 add-ins. I also have it with subtraction as well. So you can do this with any month or holiday, okay? Really fun. It's differentiated. You can have any sum that you want them to do. Any sum, okay? But the holiday erasers really makes this game special, okay? So we're going to move on to Snowman. And then this is a really fun activity that I do the first day back from Christmas break, okay? I do this the first day of my writer's workshop time. So we review adjectives. Now, I've already taught them adjectives in the fall, but you know how, kids forget. They forget about what you've taught them already, and they say, I don't remember. And so we review the adjectives can be a feeling, a size, a shape, or a color. And then I give them these cards. Now, this is a mystery. We don't know what these cards describe. We don't know. We're going to have to guess. We're going to use our context clues. We're going to use our inferencing skills. And we're going to think about what all of these cards describe. So each card goes under, there's cards for feelings, there's cards for colors and shapes and sizes. I give a card to each kid. Okay? They come up to the pocket chart and we sort them under the correct category. And all this time, they're trying to think about what this describes. And I'm not giving them any clues because I want them to think. I want them to think about it. So some of the cards might say tiny, fluffy, cold, gigantic, big, small, crumbly, a circle, round, pointed, melty. Okay, all these different cards. And so after we sort them, it looks like this at the bottom here. And then we read all the cards together. And I I let them try to guess what it is. And it's interesting. It's very interesting to hear what they think this is. Now, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes there's a smarty pants in the group that already knows what this is. And I'll say, wait, don't tell it just yet. Okay, I know you know, but don't say it yet. Okay, let the others think first. Think about the books that I've been reading you. Okay, what are the books about? What are they making in the story? It's a snowman. Okay, and then they're going to get it, okay? So all of these words describe a snowman, okay? And so then I give them this interactive notebook page, and they sit on the floor with their clipboard. Now this can be divided into 2 days. So the first day, you could have them sort the adjectives, and then they try to guess what it is. The second day, you can have them write the words on their own template with their clipboard, their pencil. You sit on the carpet, and you do it together. And then the third day, you can have them write about how to make a snowman. Let me go back real quick here. So in this resource with the snowman, how to build a snowman, it has all of those adjective cards in there. Okay. It is so fun and it's so engaging. They love trying to guess what this is. Sometimes they'll say snowflake. Sometimes they'll say snow. And I'm like, you're getting warmer. So it's really fun. But this is the beginning of their story that they could write for how to build a snowman. Because then I tell them you can use all of these adjectives in your story. This is your challenge. You have to try to use as many adjectives in your story as you can. And then in my class, if I have like a word bank, I tell my kids, however many words that you use from your word bank in your story, that's how many bonus bucks you get. So I tell you what, they go to town because they want those bonus bucks. I give them 1 bonus buck for each word. So they love it. They love it. It keeps them engaged and motivated to write. Okay, here are, for winter, this is my interactive notebooks for science that I've done. And so you can talk about 5 senses in winter. In winter, I can see, I can hear, I can taste, I can smell, and I can feel. So they can write about what their 5 senses lets them do in wintertime. That's really, really fun. And then we did the ice experiment where you give them a cup of water and a thermometer. They observe how the temperature changes when you add the ice in there. And the thermometer really works. I mean, it really goes down. So first, the water is 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Then you add the ice in there, and then it went down to 5 degrees Fahrenheit. And they think that is just the coolest thing to watch that mercury go down on the thermometer. They just love it. So that's a good Fahrenheit Friday activity you could do. And then we talk about the types of precipitation. I almost said participation. Wrong word. Precipitation in winter. We talk about the rain, the snow, the sleet, and the hail, and they illustrate the different precipitation in the winter. That's a tongue twister. Okay, so I am going to pick a second winner today. Let's see. Wow, you guys are commenting a lot. That is so awesome. Okay, I'm going to pick Allison Bevan Sutton. Yay, Allison. Allison, you're my second winner, okay? So you can pick either Let's Write About Winter or the Research Animals in Winter or the Happy New Year Writing Craftivities or Snowmen at Night, okay? Yay, that's exciting. Okay, so we're going to move on to the Arctic. Okay, Arctic is really fun for Arctic animals. Of course, you remember that Jan Brett has the 3 Snow Bears book, okay? So that would be a good, like I said, good author study to use for this time of year. So these are some of my favorites. Arctic Animals, Way Up in the Arctic, in Arctic Waters, Mama Do You Love Me, North Pole, South Pole, Polar Opposites, Aurora, The Tale of the Northern Lights, Totem Tale, and Alaska's 3 Bears, okay? Now, North Pole, South Pole is very good. I love it because A lot of the kids, they think that penguins and polar bears live together. Okay? Not true. So it talks about how they're separated by the different poles, and then they can make a map of, and I'll show you in just a minute what that looks like. So this is my theme center that I did for Arctic. And so I got pictures of all the different Arctic animals, and then I have activities. Like I said, I teach them how to do the theme center one time. I tell them the top shelf is not for touching. You just look with your eyes. The bottom shelf you can interact with, you can play with. There's puppets of different Arctic animals. There are books. There's puzzles. There's all kinds of different things they can do for the Arctic animals. And then I have, excuse me, I have this Arctic animal book. That's a booklet, and it's very similar to the one with objects in the sky. So you teach one animal a day. And then you can read about that animal. They write what their habitat is, their diet, and then 2 facts about them. They can write a table of contents in their book about the different animals. They can do a glossary at the back. Okay. They can do about the author page. And then my favorite animal. Now, this can be done a lot of different ways. Whereas if you want to do this during writing time, what would be really cool is after you finish the booklet, then you're going to tell your kids, boys and girls, you're going to pick one animal to write about in Writer's Workshop. So you can pick any animal that you want from this book. It can be a leopard seal. It can be a musk ox, a ptarmigan, an Arctic wolf. You can pick one animal and research about it and then publish your story about that Arctic animal. Or you can write a chapter book about all these different animals. So they have this booklet to help them write their story later on. Okay, you see where I'm going with this? So then when they write their story, then they can go through the writing process, like your brainstorming, your first draft. And this is actually part of their brainstorming piece right here. Okay, but you can also count it as a science lesson as well. Okay, so I like to double dip a lot in my lessons. And another way I use this book is a couple years ago we have focused instruction where it's a fit time, and then we had some kids come in our rooms for different skills that needed different skills for help. And so my group of kids was comprehension. I had a comprehension group of kids. So I did this book. It was so fun. We read an animal every day, and it was only for 30 minutes. So while the other kids had their special ed group or their dyslexia group or their reading intervention or math intervention, I had a special group for just reading comprehension. So fun. So we did this book as our activity. They had a blast learning about all these different animals. So that's another way you could use it too for one of your special groups, your focused instruction, if you have that at your school. So, and then these are some craftivities that I've done before. We did the Northern Lights. You could do the Northern Lights and write about the different animals in the Arctic. Here's the Arctic and the Antarctic region. They can do a globe, and then you can talk about the North Pole, South Pole, the penguins and the polar bears, and put where they live. And then you could write about my Arctic animal in a snow globe. There's a lot of fun activities you can do with snow globes, and then you can have them make an Eskimo igloo out of marshmallows. And so you could take a piece of, you can take a paper plate, and then you can have them build their igloo around, what's it called? A milk carton. Okay. So you can have them do that if you want to, and have them build an igloo as a STEM project. Okay. Which is really fun. Or you could use sugar cubes, but you probably you do need some icing to put on there with the sugar cubes and the marshmallows to get them to stick. Okay. So those are just some fun ideas. And then we're going to move on to penguins. So penguins, my favorite penguin book, of course, is Tacky. I love Tacky by Helen Lester. I have a whole resource full of things about Tacky. And then Gail Gibbons has a penguin book. Helen Coucher has this Antarctica book. Let's see. Where is Home, Little Pip? Where is Antarctica? The Emperor's Egg. Martin Jenkins is really good. Little penguin, if you were a penguin. Cuddly Duddly is really fun. Okay, and then this is my theme center that I had in my old school before I moved to my new school. That's why it looks different, because the furniture is different. And so I have my pictures of all my different penguins. And then I tell them the top shelf they cannot touch. Okay, they can just look with their eyes. So I have different types of penguins they can look at. I have a puzzle. I have books. I have puppets, all different kinds of penguins, fun stuff for penguins that they can play with. So you can see the two kids that are sitting here next to the theme center, and they are playing one of the games that I have in my theme center for penguins. And then here's some craftivities that I've made before. This one in the middle is tacky. So this is, click on the picture, it'll take you straight to tacky in my TPT store. So you can do first, then next, and last, and finally for tacky sequence of events. Then you can also compare two different tacky books. You can read 3 Cheers for Tacky and then Tacky the Penguin, and then you can compare with your Venn diagram and then make his igloo. So that's really fun. The kids can research different types of penguins. That would be another fun research that you can do and have them write about it. If I were a penguin, how would you act? So different fun things you could do for penguins. And then I also have a reader's theater. This is really fun. This is inside of the thematic unit for penguins. It's called Plenty of Penguins, and it's for 20 voices. Okay. So there are 2 narrators, and then I have different parts for all the different kinds of penguins. So you can give your whole class the same reader's theater play. They can make these puppets. So these are all different puppets that you can put on a popsicle stick. And then while they're reading their part, then they can hold up their puppet. Okay. So this actually talks about the different types of penguins, and then tells about what they do, how they act, where they live, like what is a rookery. So the title is a rookery, so they can learn what a rookery is. But at the same time, they're doing reader's theater. Reader's theater is so fun. Okay. Are you guys getting overwhelmed yet? Are you okay? I hope so. All right. The next thing is Martin Luther King. And there's a lot of great stories about Martin Luther King. I know that Martin Luther King Day is January the 15th. Okay. So Martin's Big Words is a great story. I Am Brave, a picture book of Martin Luther King. Happy Birthday, Martin Luther King. This is actually one of my favorites right here. I like this book a lot. Dream March, Meet Martin Luther King Jr. And I know there's a lot of videos that you could watch. I believe there's a video called Martin's Dream. That is a video you could watch. I don't know if it's on YouTube. I'm not sure. If you know where to find it, can y'all comment in the comments about it? So if you can tell the group where it is, or if there's another video that's really good for MLK, that would be helpful. I do this anchor chart with them first, so because I always like to see what they already know about MLK. So from kindergarten, I know they do some things with him, and so I make this anchor chart, and then we talk about the different things that he did, different contributions that he made to America. He was born on January 15th. He was a dad. He had a dream. He was a preacher. He wanted fairness for all. He was a leader. And then we put the Post-it notes on here. We read them together. You could have them write a sentence, or you could have them draw a picture, whatever you want them to do, and have them post it on your anchor chart. And then we read about my dream for the world. And so we make this world, the globe with the different colored hands. And then they write about their dream for the world. So this is kind of like going back to their New Year's resolution. Okay. So you talked about New Year's resolutions already back in the new year. And then on January 15th, then you can say, hey, remember when we talked about our New Year's resolution? It's kind of like a dream that you have. What is a goal that you want to see happen to the world? Think about what you want for the world. So I have them turn and tell. I have them do a lot of turn and tell in my room, because if you have ESL kids or you have shy kids that never ever raise their hand, this is a great opportunity for them to turn and tell. I have them sit knee to knee and eye to eye, and they take turns telling each other, something that I'm asking them. Okay. And I always have them start with a complete sentence. Okay. So for example, they have to say, my dream for the world is, okay. They can't just say world peace. No, you have to say it in a complete sentence. And this really helps them get their complete sentence ideas started in their head. And I tell them a complete sentence has to have 5 or more words, not just 1 or 2. Okay. Nope. Because especially now, since it's January and you're getting them ready for the next grade. So in first grade, I've got to get them ready for second grade. Okay. And so on, so on. In second grade, they've got to write complete sentences. So I am teaching them, I'm preparing them for the second grade writing that they have to do. So giving them a sentence stem first is always very helpful. Okay. So Jessica says, do you have sentence starters for them? Actually, that is something that I am creating in January. Okay. That's a great question. You and I are on the same brainwave. Yes, I am going to be creating some sentence stems as a new resource. Okay. So yes, stay tuned for that. Okay. But you can make sentence stems out of anything as long as you are restating the question. So it's kind of like when you find text evidence in a story. You read the story and the question, you have to restate the question. So that's what a sentence starter is. But it's really good for your ESL kids to hear what the other kids are saying so they can get the academic language, academic vocabulary, okay? So that is a really good thing to do, especially when you're having an observation and your principal is coming in to see you teach a lesson. Having the kids turn and tell, having them have accountable talk using academic vocabulary, teaching each other, sharing with each other, then you're golden. That's what they want to see. They want to see the engaging part, okay? So these are some interactive notebooks that I have them do for MLK. I have math that they can do during math time also. And then I have the characterization. They can write adjectives about MLK. They can write story elements. And then they have a poem here, an acrostic poem that they can write about his dream. Okay. And then I just wanted to remind you guys real quick that if you need CPE credit for today, to message me whenever the webinar is over, okay? And then I can send you this certificate, okay? So it's probably going to be an hour and a half, okay? And then if you guys are interested in free cross-curricular lesson plans, it's all about winter, okay? Sign up on my email list, okay? If you're already on my email list and you don't have these lessons yet, you can still sign up even though you're already on the email list, okay? Because that triggers the email sequence that will send you all of these lessons, okay? So let me just show you what these lessons are.
Hey teacher friends, this is your host, Kara Rickman from Create Your Balance with Literacy. And I cannot wait to share with you my new free cross-curricular lesson plans all about winter. These lesson plans include objectives, suggested mentor text, anchor charts, skill cards, writing craftivities, interactive notebooks. Lesson number 1 is for reading. I can identify and write story elements using the mitten. Lesson number 2 is poetry. Let's create a mental image for visualizing my poem about icicles. Lesson number 3 is about writing. I can sort and write adjectives to describe my snowman. Lesson number 4 is about math. I can add 2 numbers together to make a sum up to 12 using the game Bump. Lesson number 5 is about science. I can research how animals adapt and hibernate in the winter. Lesson number 5 is social studies. I can research about a famous American such as Snowflake Bentley. All of this could be yours if you sign up on my email list to get your free lesson plans. Click the link below.
Okay, so I'm going to go through these lessons real quick with you because I know the video kind of went kind of fast. But lesson number 1 is I can identify and write about story elements. So you can use the mitten. And then you can make this craftivity. It's got an anchor chart. All these lessons have a lesson plan. They have a suggested mentor text. They have either an interactive notebook or a writing craftivity, and they have an anchor chart. Okay, so this is lesson number 1 for reading. And you can decide as a teacher, you know, my teaching style is different than your teaching style. You can decide if you want to do this for 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, however long it takes, you know, your class to do these lessons. And it's really up to you. Okay, so this is reading. Okay, and then writing. Let's see. Come on, computer. Oh, poetry. Sorry, poetry is I can create a mental image by visualizing my poem. Okay. And so I'm giving you a focus poem. I'm giving you a poem all about icicles. They are, there's a colored one and a black and white one. They can glue in their notebook. Okay. So again, this is shared reading. Okay. I'm giving you a lesson plan, a suggested mentor text, the interactive notebook, and directions and materials for poetry. So that can be shared reading. And then for writing, this is, I can sort and write adjectives to describe a snowman. Hey, this is what I actually taught you guys today. Okay. So, this is, it's got the mentor text, suggested mentor text. It has the interactive notebook, and it has all of the adjective cards. Okay. So you want to sign up for this if you would like these free lessons. Okay. Okay. Real quick, Jessica, I just linked the Writers Workshop Reboot link in the comments. Okay. So if you'll look for that link, and you guys, if anybody is interested in that Writers Workshop Reboot, it's in the link here. So you can click on it and you can check it out. Okay. And then for math, it is, I can add 2 numbers together to make a sum of 12. Here's the game Bump. I was just telling you about Bump. So you can have the game Bump. You can read 100 snowflakes for math, which is really, really fun. Then you get the materials and the directions there. You're welcome, Jessica. And then for social studies, this is all about Snowflake Bentley. If you don't know who Snowflake Bentley is, you've got to read this book. Okay. And it has a Caldecott honor on it. So Jacqueline Briggs Martin is the author. It's about Wilson Bentley, who discovered that snowflakes were all different. And so he wanted to take pictures of these snowflakes. He even has a book of photographs full of his snowflakes that you can order off of Amazon. I mean, I looked at it the other day. It's amazing. So you can have your kids research information about Snowflake Bentley, and then they can write these 4 facts on the snowflakes here for their interactive notebook. That would be really fun. And then for science, you can have them research animals in winter, like I shared with you about the lap books. This is the first lesson that they could do with their hibernating animal, okay? And so you could have them write about its diet, its habitat. What kind of animal is this? Is it a mammal? Is it a bird? Is it a fish? And they draw the diagram of the animal, and they draw the habitat. Where does he live? So you get all of this with my email list, okay? Now, if you want to sign up on my email list to get these free lessons, go back to the comments and go all the way back up to the very, very top of the comments. And I have a link that says my email list, okay? My link to my email. So click on that, and then you can sign up for these free lessons, okay? All right. Or if you want more, if you like what you saw today, and you could have all of these engaging lessons laid out for you, you could be able to join my membership, which is Cross-Curricular Connections. Let's take your classroom to the next level. Okay. So if you sign up for my membership today, guess what? You could win a free mentor text. Okay. So any of these mentor texts that are here, Sneezy, The Mitten, Animals in Winter, Snowflake Bentley, Stranger in the Woods, 100 Snowflakes, any of the books that are in the lessons that I shared with you, I will send you a free book from Amazon. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So if you're interested, stick around, because I'm going to share with you how to get there, okay? Now, this is a video of the lessons that I extended, these are the extended lessons. And in my membership, you have exclusive cross-curricular lesson plans that are only in my membership. So if you're having trouble getting all your planning done, you're staying at school too late, you're not leaving when everybody else is leaving, you're spending too long lesson planning at night, on the weekends, guess what? This has it all laid out for you so you can take back your weekends and you can spend more time for yourself. I'm telling you, you need to take care of yourself, okay? We all deserve that, okay? So I'm giving you an easy way out. So check out this video. I'm going to share with you what the lessons are going to look like that are in my membership. And every single month, I'm writing new lesson plans to add to the membership. You guys are the only ones that have these. They do not get put on my TPT store. Okay, it's only for the membership. So if you're watching today and you're in the membership already, and I know Cheryl and Jessica are already in the membership, you guys go into membership and then go look under January resources, and this is there for you. Okay, all right. So let's check this out.
Hey teacher friends, this is Kara Rickman from Create Your Balance with Literacy. What if I told you you could have 48 cross-curricular lesson plans for winter, only available in my lifetime membership? Did you love the lessons that you received for free from the emails? Well, there's more, much more. You could have 48 new cross-curricular lessons at your fingertips. Let's take your classroom to the next level. Each lesson includes objectives, anchor charts, interactive notebooks, plus suggested mentor text. Reader's Workshop is I can identify and write about story elements using my Jan Brett author study. Writer's Workshop is I can sort and write adjectives that describe a snowman and write a procedural story using first, then, next, and last. Math Workshop is I can add 2 add-ins to make a whole number of 12 and subtract 2 numbers from a whole number of 10. Science is I can research and write about how animals adapt and hibernate in the winter using lots of research templates. Social Studies is I can research and write about a famous American such as Snowflake Bentley and write a personal narrative about how I am unique like a snowflake. These lessons are only available in my lifetime membership, Cross-Curricular Connections. Let's take your classroom to the next level. Bye-bye. Hey.
Okay, so that gives you kind of an idea of what the lesson plans look like. So they are divided into subject. There's 2 weeks of each. So there's like 48 lessons. So there's 2 weeks of writing workshop. There's 2 weeks of reader's workshop. There's 2 weeks of math, 2 weeks of everything. Okay. And so it's already done for you. And so it's all laid out in a resource. I have it organized by days. So you just click on the first day and then you can have all the resources there that you need and just print them out. Okay, so easy. So membership level 1 is $15 a month. I'm giving you guys a special discount today. It's normally $30 a month, but you guys are going to get it for $15 a month, okay? So whenever you check out, if you want to go and check it out, you can put in the code, and it's called discount, okay? And so if you put in the code discount, then you can get a 50% off subscription, okay? So this is what it has. It has unlimited access to 400 of my resources from TPT. Anytime that I make a new resource, you guys are the first ones to get it, okay? I upload it into the membership first, so you guys have first dibs of it, okay? I'm going to make an announcement or an email to make sure that you know it's there, and then you can get it, okay? You also have all of my webinars that I've ever taught, plus new ones that I add each month, okay? All of my lesson plans, all the cross-curricular lesson plans that I just showed you, I have units such as, I've done back to school, it's all about me, cross-curricular lesson plans, and then I have apples, and I have owls, and I have Native Americans, I have Christmas holidays around the world, and now I have winter. So the next one I'm going to be working on is objects in the sky. Okay, so I'm going to be doing that one, and then I'll let you know whenever it's uploaded into the membership. You also have my podcast at your fingertips. Okay, that is so cool. And then level 2 is $40, but you're going to get it for $20. So level 2 has the same thing that level 1 has. However, level 2 has one-to-one coaching calls with me as needed. It has my 2 courses that I have written, that I have trained lots of different teachers. So my first course is the Writer's Workshop from Scribbles to Stories. Okay, so that shows you how to launch Writer's Workshop. If you are struggling with writing and you want some kind of a step-by-step lesson plan to help you launch Writer's Workshop, get your students to love writing, to be engaged, and want to write all day long, this course might be for you, okay? So this is also in level 2. And then Math Workshop Magic is empowering my K2 mathematicians. And so this one also talks you step by step how to set up your math rotations with your centers, your teacher table, your technology station, your math tubs, your mini lessons with math literature, your calendar time, how to incorporate your district's curriculum into the stations. And I teach you how to use Eureka math into the stations, okay? All of that stuff, all those courses are in the level 2 membership, okay? So you get unlimited access to my TPT store. That's 400 plus resources. You get all of my webinars, plus each one's added each month, new ones. My YouTube videos, my cross-curricular lesson plans, which are exclusive for you guys. Then my 2 courses, my coaching calls, if you need them, and then my podcast, okay? So this is what my resources entail. So if you're new and you haven't heard this before, you have 58 back-to-school resources. You have a year-long poetry bundle. And then Cheryl and Jessica, y'all listen to this too, because it'll show you what you have in your membership, okay? You have 120 linking literature resources. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. You have 23 math workshop resources. You have 47 science investigations. You have 5 author study units, such as Kevin Hinks, Laura Numeroff, Patricia Polacco, Jan Brett, and Tommy DePaula. And I'm writing a new one for Peter Reynolds. Yes, I am. Then 20 Writer's Workshop resources, 19 Reader's Workshop plus Reader's Theater scripts, and then all my thematic units that are cross-curricular, All About Me, Apples, Community Helpers, Christopher Columbus, Pumpkins, Owls, Bats, Scarecrows, Native Americans, Winter, Christmas Around the World, Penguins, Arctic Animals, Weather, Objects in the Sky, Presidents, American Symbols, Texas, Rainforest, Insects, Plants, Life Cycles, Rocks and Fossils, Oceans, and Sea Life. And then you have 13 farmhouse decor resources. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Okay, my webinars, I have 20 plus webinars that I have given, and I love teaching you guys how to use my products and how to use them in your classroom. So I have Writer's Workshop, Reader's Workshop, Math Workshop, Literacy Centers, Teaching Cross-Curricular, Creative Fun for Back to School, all the months of the year, like I'm doing right now, Fairy Tale Writing, Procedural Writing, Persuasive Writing, Literature Circles, Behavior Management Reboot, Focus Poetry, Guided Reading and Writing, and Fahrenheit Friday. That's a lot of training, okay? So I already showed you these courses. So the total value of this is $500, okay? But you guys, if you get into the membership, you have, yours is only $250, okay? So it's a great deal. So you're getting 50% off today if you put in the code discount, okay, at the checkout. So level 1 is $15 a month and level 2 is $20 a month. Guys, you can unsubscribe at any time. If this is not for you and you try it for a couple of months, you're like, now, or maybe you change grade levels, or maybe you're not a teacher anymore, okay? You can unsubscribe anytime. Just send me a quick email and I can take care of it for you, okay? You're not going to hurt my feelings. It is okay. I completely understand. It's not for everybody. So after 14 days, if you're still not satisfied, you get your money back guaranteed, okay? These are some teacher testimonials about my membership that I would like to share with you. So Dawn says, I have used many of your resources and the kids are very engaged. My favorites are the writing activities and the book activities. They are easy to prep and teach. And Terry says, I love all your resources and trainings. I'm so excited to use so many of your ideas and resources in my first grade classroom. I have learned so much from you. Thank you, Kara. And then Paula says, Kara has written a blueprint that is effective and efficient. She shows you step by step how to set up and run a writer's workshop. She makes it look very easy because all the hard work is done. I'm a veteran teacher who's extremely excited to use this program in the fall. This is money well spent. I loved all the videos. My notebook is full and I have referred back to it frequently. I have started the workshop and the kids are doing well. It's very well done and easy to implement. So that's my membership in a nutshell. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a third winner. Okay, so let's see. Okay, how about Jill Missy? Congratulations, Jill. Okay, so you guys that won today are Dawn Richard, Allison Sutton, and Jill Missy, okay? So you guys can message me and let me know which resource you would like for free. Yay! So what's coming up next? So I am going to be writing resources for Peter Reynolds Author Study. So these 6 books are what I'm going to be putting in my author study. So all of these books are going to have the interactive notebooks. They're going to have anchor charts. They're going to have writing craftivities. They're going to have question stems, okay, sentence stems. And so I'm going to use the dot. I already have the dot made, actually. It's in my TPT store. So I already started with the dot. And so now I'm going to write the North Star. So I'm working on the North Star as we speak. And then I'm going to do ish, and then sky color, and then say something, and then the word collector. So you guys can be watching out for these author studies, author linking literature resources, and I'll share them with you in the Facebook group. Okay, so I'm very excited about them. Very excited. So if you guys have any questions, now is the time for you to ask a question. Anything that I taught you today, if you are unsure about, you're confused about, go ahead and type in the question in the comments. And I'm going to be scrolling real quick. I'm going to scroll to see if you guys have written any questions, because I don't want to miss anybody. Okay. So let's see here. Jessica, I answered your questions about the sentence starters. I think, yes, I did. And then Allison, she wants the Let's Write About Winter. Awesome. Okay, awesome. Let's see. For some reason, my comments are not loading. Hold on one second. Let me try something else. For some reason, my comments are not loading. So go ahead and type it in real quick if you have a question. Then I can answer you, okay? If I don't get a chance to answer you, then I will type it in the comments, okay? So I apologize about that. But for some reason, my phone is not loading the comments for some reason. So thank you. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I am going to upload this into the Facebook group in a couple of minutes. Remember, you can click on any of the pictures and it'll take you straight to the resources if you're interested. I have $25 deals today, so go ahead and check out my store if you're interested in getting some dollar deals for January, because today is the last day for the dollar deals. If you're interested in signing up for my membership, in the comments at the very, very top, I put a Kajabi link to the membership. You can check out the link. And then also, if you want to sign up on my email list, there's also a link in the comments from the email list. There's also a link about the Writers Workshop Reboot. That is $10. And then if you get into that one, you get 5 CPE hours worth of credit for that. So You guys have a wonderful day, and I'm so glad that you joined me today. Ask your friends, your teacher friends, to join our Facebook group. Okay, I love it when new teacher friends come in. I hope that you have a really great first week of school. Enjoy your kids and have fun. Just have fun, okay? So until next time, you guys have a great day. Mwah. Love you. Bye-bye.